You're watching good ball defense. You're watching good ball defense. You're watching good ball defense.
Hello guys, welcome back. More MindCrack. It's Tuesday. Time to put some torches down. Let me start by apologizing. I have not put out another MindCrack episode all week long, and I feel bad about it. I just have not had time. I've been super busy this week, and so my goal of putting out an episode every other day has been a complete failure this week because it's been 7 days between episodes. And this is not MindCrack Tuesday torchings my whole series now or something. So anyways, here's where we were last week. And over here's where we're at now. And I counted right before I started recording. It seems bigger than I thought. That's what she said. But I guess that's about right. Let's see. Let's look at it again here. And this is, I was probably a little bit in when I placed this torch. So 67. Yeah, it still seems high. 85. Is that 18 blocks? It seems like, well, I guess it's 2.5 a day. So 2.5 times 7. That's about right. Alright, well, sure. I didn't realize till like last week, it says my graphics card up there in the right hand corner. There's no way to actually point right. I just spin around. Everyone made a big deal about me having a 690. I told you guys, saw my computer get, well, some of you saw my computer get built, so you knew that already. So anyways, let's get to it here. So this week, the popular topic and what everyone is begging me to talk about is PlayMindcrack. So let's do it. Let's get it out of the way. Let's get everyone informed. Let's get everyone on the same page. Let's make sure everyone knows what's going on. And clear up any rumors, clear up any misconceptions, clear up all the things, really. So the big news is that Rob is leaving as a developer on PlayMindcrack along with Nisavin. For those that don't know, Nisavin and Rob were friends long before Rob and I worked on PlayMindcrack. Rob and Nisavin worked together. Nisvin's the developer of a plugin called Magic Spells, and that's the plugin that Rob has used for a long time to create a lot of the games that he wants to create in Minecraft. So at some point they came together and started their minigame server called Bruce's Gym. Now, the big question, the big thing that keeps coming up, and I'll talk about that first here, is Rob has said that him and I don't remember exactly how he worded it, but let's just go with what you guys are using in the comments in my Twitter, stuff like that. You guys have taken what Rob has said is that I hate Rob. I hate him. He's the fucking worst. And let's be honest, once he kissed pause, it was all downhill from there. I mean, I got really jealous and so no, but let's be honest here. I don't hate Rob. Rob and I, we met through pause probably a little over a year ago. Well, probably more than that even. It's probably been a year and a half, maybe even 2 years. I don't know, man. Time flies. Like looking back at the old podcast and seeing that it's 2 years old or whatever, you don't even realize it. So we originally met through DVZ. That's how Pause knew him, and we've become friends over time, basically. And I absolutely respect Rob, and I want nothing but success for him. So when people say that I hate him, it's like, well, no, I didn't. I never said that. Rob never said that. Rob just said that him and I are not getting along right now, and that is true. And the reason why, I don't even know that him and I completely understand each other, because our line of communication has completely broken down. Him and I communicate differently, and this is something I've talked about before, not necessarily directly with Rob, but with how I communicate and how I do things is very, very calm and rational, and just let's just discuss things and let's find middle ground and stuff like that. And Rob is a little bit different in that he's really good at, he's a creative guy, just like, I mean, I'm also a very creative guy, and I think that's part of where we clash sometimes too, because this is not the first time him and I have had arguments about the direction things should go or things like that. But with Rob and I, it's not that I don't think either of us are even really mad at each other. I'm a little hurt by how things have been handled, though. And the assumptions that all the viewers are making is that I'm mad that Rob is leaving PlayMindcrack, and that's not it at all. I have no problem with it. Makes complete sense, in fact, that based on where everything's at, where the development for Minecraft mini games and servers is going, it honestly does not make sense for Rob and Nisfin to devote time to PlayMindcrack, and I completely agree with that sentiment. And I have absolutely no problem with him moving on. I think it's the best thing he could do to create the type of stuff that he wants to create. Really, the only place that we had a problem was just how this whole transition's been handled. We talked, and again, let me just stop here for a second and say that I don't really like talking about stuff like this. I think it can be very counterproductive, because the thing is, if you're listening to this video, you're likely a fan of mine. You may not be. You may have come here just to listen to this particular video, and this may be the first video of mine you've ever watched. So maybe you're not a fan of mine. Maybe you're here for this particular subject matter, in which case this doesn't directly apply to what I'm about to say. But just hear me out. So if you are a fan of mine, whatever I say, you're probably going to be more biased on and more likely to agree with what I'm saying. So if I was to come out and say, well, so-and-so's a big fucking asshole. I'm not talking about Rob here. I'm just this is random conjecture here, guys. And this is why I think they're an asshole. It's likely that a lot of you would just blindly agree with what I'm saying. And well, I don't think that people should conduct themselves that way. It's still true how the world works. You're invested in me, and so if I come out and say a bunch of polarizing shit, it's only going to create this whole circle jerk of, well, I'm fans with Guude, and then the fans are now fighting, and it's just silly. So Rob did talk about this in a lot of detail in his video, and it's left it open where a lot of people are asking me questions and expecting me to clarify every fine detail. And the truth is, I can only give you guys my perspective on things, which again opens this up for more bullshit, because now I've given you my perspective, and you guys are going to go to Rob and ask for his perspective for him to clarify even more deeply. And then if he says something that I think is disagreeable, then I'm expected to respond. And it's just this is how bullshit happens. This is how a circle jerk begins, and it's not productive. Drama and conflict is not going to fix or solve anything, and it's not going to bring anything to a head. I mean, it will bring things to a head. It's not going to bring anything to a point of closure where productive things are happening and moving forward. And that's just not how I operate, I guess, or at least I try not to. I've definitely said shit in the past that I should have thought about a little bit before I said anything, and so I'm definitely guilty of that type of stuff too. So let me just say that I don't want anyone becoming a white knight on anything ever for me. Please don't. I mean, even stuff like this EULA with Mojang that we've tried to talk about some. I see people quoting me a lot and saying, and well, misquoting me too. And I don't know, this is why I choose my words very carefully, because I don't want to create drama. And drama is sensational. I mean, there's whole TV channels all around drama, and people love drama. I'm sure people, like, for instance, this particular video, if I just sat here and shit talked someone the whole time, get way more views, but oh god, it's just not productive. I don't know. So anyways, let's move past that. Let's talk about specifics here. So this is how the whole transition has gone down, and this is why Rob and I are at odds, I guess. On August 1st, prior to August 1st, myself, Rob, and Nisfin had talked about what our plans were for transition come the 1st, and we basically took the advice of my lawyer, and he said, do nothing. And so that was our plan. That was completely our plan. And leading up to the first, we started seeing that other mini game servers were deciding that they were going to comply with the blog that Mojang has put out. And so then we had another discussion pretty much the day right before the first, like, well, this is what every other server's saying. Do we really want to deal? Because at this point, a lot of people were constantly messaging us saying that, you guys are not complying with the EULA, because, again, by the way that all of this was handled, it created a lot of people, it created the polarizing situation that I just talked about, because Mojang said a lot of stuff, and then they just stopped talking completely, and they left it so open to interpretation that a lot of people were interpreting whichever way they wanted. And it's still similar to that. They're still trying to work in the right direction, and eventually they're going to get it. Oh man, there was two creepers like inside of each other there. Eventually they're going to get it worked out. Is this guy coming for me? In a way that makes sense, but in the meantime, it's kind of a mess. Let's just be honest. But I don't think that, everyone is like, Mojang, you're to blame for Rob and Guude arguing, and that's not. They're not actually. I mean, this situation probably wouldn't have existed without the whole EULA thing, and we, probably PlayMindCrack would have continued on its existing course. But that's not necessarily a good thing either, and I'll talk about that when I talk about the future of PlayMindcrack as well. So that's what we decided. Then August 1st, or the day before August 1st, we realized that this was not how things were going to work out, and so we discussed, well, this is going to be just a negative PR mess if we don't do what every other server's doing and just bite the bullet and accept that this is just a messed up situation that we have really no control over. And so that's what we did. And we just shut everything down in the hopes that at some point, because there was all these rumors, there's tons of rumors in the rumor mill that, well, they're going to release a new EULA on the 1st. So we're like, okay, well, when that comes out, we'll probably be able to quickly update our systems to comply with that. At some point on that night, Rob had the realization that this was kind of a waste of his time. And I think that a lot of this has to do with individual goals going into PlayMindcrack, and that's probably where our initial disconnect probably existed, because the goal for MindCrack was to create a MindCrack-based server that focused around MindCrack. Ideally, we did and still do want to create group revenue, but it isn't our primary concern. Our primary concern is continuing to make YouTube videos, and we just wanted to recreate what our original goal was the first time we opened a public server, which was kind of like every day's a convention and you're all invited, that type of thing. And so that's what we went into PlayMindcrack with the mindset of, and we completely missed that bar over time. But yeah, back to just to how things progressed. Like I said, on the first, Rob messaged me and basically said, I think that what I want to do is take Lords off the server and start my own server. And so we kind of talked about that a little bit, but not a lot, because I had to get up early in the morning. We already had a family vacation planned weeks ago to go to the beach. And so I left on the 1st and didn't really talk to anyone over the weekend because I was like dead to the internet. And when I got back on the 4th, basically Rob had made it clear what that he did want to leave PlayMindcrack and move forward. And so I posted a message in our group chat between me, Rob, and Nessivin, basically saying we need to sit down and have a conversation about the future and how we're going to transition everything and just work out all the fine details here for the future of the server. And Rob's response was, so you're planning on continuing to run PlayMindcrack after me and Nissivin leave? And so it's my belief that Rob had thought whenever he said he was leaving on the 1st that I took that as, well, we're shutting down PlayMindcrack, and that was never the case. The ideas for PlayMindcrack existed long before Rob was the person that was decided to be our lead developer on PlayMindcrack. We actually made those decisions at Minecon last year when we were talking about his server, what he planned for the future of his server, and stuff like that. At that point, Bruce's gym was kind of in a bad spot, and he was talking about, possibly shutting it down, and I was like, well, we're planning on starting up a server with Shotbow. Let's work on that together. And so that's how PlayMindcrack kind of came to be a thing that included Rob. At that time, I had never met Nisovin, and initially in our initial agreements and when we worked out the details for the contract and all that stuff, I was really never supposed to even meet Nisovin. It was just Rob's developer that Rob was to employ and to work on what we wanted for the PlayMindcrack server. So that's whenever the problems began, was on the 4th, because of, I guess, a miscommunication or misunderstanding that happened prior to that, with the thought of where the server was headed. And I guess where the drama really lies and stuff like that is, at that point, communication pretty much stopped. Him and I have talked a couple times since then, but it's been really counterproductive. I've tried to talk to him some, and just him and I cannot have a conversation without it getting heated. And so I've mostly spent time talking with Nisovin about how to transition everything. And it was my understanding that going into all of this, whenever we first talked about how we're going to structure PlayMindcrack, what the plans are, and all of this, and as far as like the legal agreements and all that, which, by the way, we never did end up signing the contract. We worked it all out, and I went to the lawyers with it, and we got all that in writing, and then we just kind of procrastinated on signing it. It wasn't that we ever went through it and disagreed with anything, because the whole contract was written by basically me and Rob on a phone call for like 3 hours one night, and then I went to my lawyer and said, put all this into words. Because my lawyer's $400 an hour, and I don't want to waste any time going back and forth, so made sure we had everything right before we went to him. I guess the good thing with this is we are able to reuse these contracts with the developers that we're working with now, which I'll talk about in a bit here. Anyways, oh fucking hell! Wow, I'm just in a hole now. There's like so many mobs. So, anyways, as I understood it, Rob's plan was to set up Lords on a single server and DBZ on a single server. Like I said, when we went into all this, the way that things were supposed to work in the event that we were ever separate is any tech that Rob brought with him, he would always own and would continue to be the creator and owner of, but we would be able to continue to use and develop on our own. And anything that was developed by him and Nisovin while he was at PlayMindcrack was solely owned by MindCrack. And I don't have a problem with anything that we're doing right now, to be honest. Whenever he said he wanted us to remove DBZ, this is where I guess I feel hurt, because I don't even question that DBZ is Rob's baby. Rob created it. It's everyone knows that it's Rob's game, right? But I had always thought that the games that he brought with him and we built a community around would remain a part of PlayMindcrack. So I tried to talk to him about this, and like I said, we really haven't had very productive conversations, unfortunately. But and again, this is just conjecture at this point, because I don't completely assume to know everything about the plan. I just know the little bit I've been told. But if it's only a single server, which he did mention in his video too, so I'm assuming that's accurate, it's only going to support, like the gym used to, a small number of players. And on our nights right now, whenever the peak night, there's 1,000 people playing DBZ. And so for me, I thought it would make sense for us to continue to support that community. I'm not trying to take anything away from Rob, but we did want to continue to run DBZ on PlayMindcrack. But Rob seems very adamant about us not doing that. So if that's absolutely what he wants, even though it does go against the way all this started, I don't have a problem with that. I don't want anyone to think I'm trying to take anything away from Rob. And let's talk about Lords. Whenever Rob talked to me first about the whole Lords idea, because he wanted me to be a Lord, it wasn't even supposed to be part of PlayMindcrack. So I have no problem with him, moving on with that. The only thing I ever added to Lords was the suggestion that we make it part of our plot server, because we'd been talking about a plot server since the invention of PlayMindcrack, because we wanted a place for people to just show their creativity, not creativities, not multiples. And so that's the only thing that makes it PlayMindcrack is the plot portion, so to speak, because all the role play, all that stuff, there's no questioning. That's all Rob, and that's what Rob is known for, is that type of stuff, which I was reluctant to even join into, because I'm not a role player, as you guys have seen, just even in my content here on MindCrack. Whenever like B Team does a big role play thing, I'm not normally into that, and it's not because I don't like them or something like that. It's just not me. I'm more of a realist. I talk about real things and do real things, and I don't necessarily play a character, I guess. So roleplay's not necessarily my thing. So that's where the disconnect happens between Rob and I. It's not that I'm mad at him. It's not that I hate the guy. It's none of that. I just feel hurt, I guess. I feel like the way this transition has been handled, if it was just a business, it would not have been a way that a business should handle a transition. But it wasn't. It was friends, and it's even worse to me when it's friends and it's handled like it's been handled. I don't want us to ruin a friendship over something like this. The problem is, it's like whenever a girl hurts you in school or something. I don't know. I mean, I'm comparing Rob to a girl now, but once you've been hurt by someone, you don't date them again. That type of thing. So Rob and I we cannot work on projects like PlayMindcrack in the future, is basically what it boils down to. Now, I certainly didn't suggest that Rob leave any of our recordings or anything like that. And I could certainly still record with Rob. I mean, Rob and I have had disagreements about stuff like this in the past. We worked on a project together back in February that never saw the light of day, and we had quite a few heated arguments about the direction of that. But we still continue to record together. And I did not see that this is where all of this was going whenever I left to go to the beach. But when I came back on the 4th, it was clear that that's where this had all gone. And at that point, it was just out of control, and there wasn't nothing I could do to bring it back around. And so now that I've said all of this, I probably have said something that has polarized someone in one direction or another. Maybe now you hate me. Maybe now you hate Rob. Maybe now you're disappointed in me. Maybe you're disappointed in Rob. Maybe you hate BTC because Jarul. I mean, I don't even know, right? I don't want any of that. What I want from you guys and what you can expect from me is complete support of whatever Rob does in the future. If Rob doesn't want MindCrack to run DBZ games, we won't run DBZ games. That's completely fine. We'll take it off the server. If Rob wants to record something with me, I'll be there any day of the week. And I really think that he should come back and continue playing with the rest of us. I mean, this doesn't have to be the thing that it has become just because of whatever the fuck got bent out of shape at some point, because I'm still not even completely certain what that is. So, now let's talk about the future of PlayMindcrack. I talked about it briefly a minute ago about what we wanted from MindCrack, or PlayMindcrack going in. Whenever we talked at Minecon, me, the Mindcrackers, Rob, and sometimes Rob wasn't in on the conversations as well, because we had a lot of conversations just about mini games in particular, and not even mini games, the server in particular, and what we wanted from it. And eventually that became Rob's job to do, I guess, as well as Nisovin. So what the Mindcrackers wanted, and what we all wanted from the server, was just a place where you guys hang out with us, and play things that are Minecraft specific or MindCrack specific, such as UHC, such as mini games based around Abba caving, and anything and everything that you think of when you think of MindCrack. Games from Guude land. The only time we ever really put anything on the server that was Minecraft related was Minecraft survival games. And there was an inherent problem with Minecraft survival games, is that it took up a lot of server space. And this kind of goes back to the differences in how we structured PlayMindcrack. We obviously wanted to be able to make enough money to keep the servers online, but and this makes sense from Rob's point of view. The only way a developer can spend their time on something like this, if it's their full-time job, is if they're going to be paid a full-time salary. And the great thing about us working with Rob was that any revenue was going to be a percentage of profits, and not necessarily a large percentage, really, to be honest. I mean, this is not something I'm going to disclose because it's really no one's business other than MindCrack's and Rob's and Nisovan's. But I lost train of thought there. The truth is, what we really want from PlayMindcrack is what we really want from PlayMindcrack is a place where you can hang out with us, and if we can do that with the lowest amount of cost, that's perfect. So the developers we've been talking to since the 4th, whenever it became apparent that we needed to move quickly because that was the timetable that Rob gave us, they all have full-time jobs. They all make their living doing something else. What I've worked out with Creeper Host removes the majority of our server costs. And this is something else that I guess it wasn't completely clear to me either, because once we started talking about, on the first one it became clear that we weren't going to be able to really make any type of revenue from the server. That's whenever it became clear that as a developer, this probably isn't something that you want to spend a lot of time in. I said, let me see if there's anything I can do to reduce our costs significantly, which is something I should have done before, I guess. But it wasn't. We were never as aggressive with this as we became, or I became. Once the whole everything changed basically. So what we developed with Creeper Host is basically an API system that lets me spin up games on a VPS. And that means that we can technically grow our game portion to any size. The only thing we need to really have dedicated servers for is our bungees, which is, for those that aren't familiar with this talk, a bungee is, I'm trying to make that jump. I'm just going to go up here. A bungee is what you connect to, and it connects to the other servers, such as a lobby. And then from the lobby you leave to go to a game server, and then back to the lobby, everything. Bungie handles all that. So you're basically connecting directly to a bungee, and then you go from there. So we still need dedicated servers for those, and for games that are persistent, meaning like a plot server, it would need a dedicated server to run on. But other than that, everything else, like MindCrack survival games or whatever, will get spun up in a VPS, which is similar to how I programmed our system now. Like what I did is we have the 15 game boxes, and I made a script that as a game fills up, it spins up another game on one of our game boxes. The difference is we have 15 dedicated game boxes, or maybe even more actually. Yeah, I think the number's bigger now. That we spin games up on as they're needed, and those will go away. So that's all costs saved is all those servers going away. So that'll allow us to take the money that we do receive for the perks and stuff like that, cover our costs, which should be a lot lower, and then pay our developers as well. Since the developers have full-time jobs and we are working with multiple developers, we're going to work with them on a work for hire basis. So we say, all right, so-and-so wants to make this developer, you're teamed up with so-and-so, let's make this happen, and then they're paid for the job. Which will make a lot more sense for everyone, really. We have a lot of stuff that's just sitting around not getting used. For instance, Vintage Beef and his build team have spent 6 months working on this huge thing, and I don't want to ruin it, so I don't want to say too much about what it is, because I want Beef to be the one that reveals this huge thing that him and his build team have worked on. But they've been done for a while now. The only thing we needed was a developer to develop the tech for what Beef wants, and we just haven't really had one. And this is not. I feel like everything I'm saying you guys are going to use against someone. So let me touch on Rob. Ooh. Just one more time here. Rob is the type of person that works on things he is passionate about. I don't believe that we could have known going into this that this was not the type of job he should be doing. We had to live and learn it. But Rob is great at creating what he wants to create. I mean, look at his work over the last 10 years, and he's created tons of things that are original things from Rob's head. What we asked him to do, and what he agreed to do, was join and develop all this stuff that we wanted, and that was never going to work. We didn't know it at the time, but that was never going to work because that's not the type of personality that Rob is, and that's not a bad thing. Rob is going to continue. Ooh, he just did like some kind of dip or something. Rob's going to continue creating things that the world's going to love, and they're going to come from his head. I think the problem is creating things that other people want it's disconnected, right? You don't feel it's no longer a passion project, and that's really what Rob creates, is passion projects. And so I don't fault the guy for us not making PlayMindcrack what we wanted it to be when we started. I understand how it happened the way it's happened. But the truth is, the Mindcrackers went in to play MindCrack early on, super excited, super eager for everything we talked about, and slowly but surely over time, they lost interest in the server because none of the things we wanted ever actually made it to the server. And then it becomes kind of a catch-22, where, the people working on the server feel like they're wasting their time developing things for people who don't play on the server. The people who don't play on the server feel like they shouldn't play on the server because there's nothing on the server that they ever wanted on the server. Not that they don't like, for instance, like Pack and Badge play DBZ every day. So not to say that the games we had on the server weren't what MindCrack wanted, because we all knew that that's, the initial games we were getting at the start because they were already developed. But we did have a long list of games that we also wanted to add that just have never been added, and we have a lot of stuff that's just sitting around waiting for the dev time on those things. For instance, the World of MindCrack stuff, we have the maps ready and everything. It's just a dev time thing. We need to spend the time making the classes and making the game, and so that's what we intend to do. I've talked to all the Mindcrackers about this in our monthly meeting the first Wednesday of this month, and everyone, for the most part, is really on board and excited again. Now, I'm not trying to force anyone's hand here, and I think that some guys are still reluctant to see exactly where it goes before diving in. Whoop. So I'm hoping that we can get all the Mindcrackers back on the server once we start putting on all the things that we wanted on the server from the start. And so I'm really excited. I'm really, really excited about the future of the server. A lot of people are saying, well, server's dead now, but I think we're just getting started here, guys, and we're in a great place, and a lot of that is thanks to Rob and Nisovin too. I've developed a lot of the back-end tech as far as the server-side stuff, and then a lot of the infrastructure as far as how our lobbies work, how our economy work. All that stuff, was developed by Rob and Nisovin. So we can carry that on, and we're in a better place than we were. Where'd you go, you invisible fuck? When we started in November, we obviously had nothing, right? And now we have a lot of things, and the last 2 months have been profitable. We made money. Wow, amazing, right? We actually made a profit the last 2 months, and that is because we were selling gold. Let's be honest. And people bought quite a bit of gold and I think a lot of it was bought for plots. I mean, if you guys will look back at my videos, after I saw so many people spending money on gold for plots, I actually put out a video saying, it was one of these Torch Tuesdays, in fact, saying stop, because it's so hard doing this whole thing, because the problem is you need money to make the shit work, and obviously we're not anti-money. It's just sometimes some things feel dirty, and all of us, me, Rob, and Nisvin, all agreed that parts of that felt dirty initially, so we tried to lower costs and stuff like that, and tried to talk to the community about, this is not meant to be a gold sink where you're buying the gold. It's meant to be a gold sink where you're showing off what you've spent time on the server to get the gold for. Anyways, let's not beat that horse again, because I've already beat it before. So yeah, I don't know that I've touched on everything in this video. I feel like there's so much more that could be said and could be done. I want the community to know that, you know, the community doesn't need to be fractured here. And I worry that there's going to be people that that feel like that's what's happened, and that's really not what needs to happen. I think that you know, there'll be a time when Rob is ready to come back and record videos with you know, everything that we've been doing and stuff. I guess I misunderstood a lot of the stuff early on. Whenever it came to August 1st to August 4th, like, one of the things that Rob said to me the other night was I shouldn't have released Guude Willies on August 1st whenever I left, or August 2nd, I guess it probably was. But when it might have been August 1st. I don't know. I can't remember exactly what night. I'd look at the calendar to know for sure. But I guess whenever I left for the beach, I didn't know. I think Rob had decided one thing and I had another. I thought that, you know, yes, we were. He didn't want to develop PlayMindcrack anymore, but I didn't see that as like, okay, friendship over. And I think that's how Rob saw it, because he was like, well, obviously we weren't going to be recording together anymore, and I didn't know that. So I just released Guude Willies just like as planned, because I didn't know that we weren't going to be recording together anymore. I missed that memo, and misunderstood, I guess, because I was trying to separate these two things, our friendship and work. And I was hoping for a pleasant business transition here for PlayMindcrack, and one that was good for the community. My biggest concern is the community getting screwed over, because we were trying to create a community, and stuff like this. If the way I guess the reason why I felt hurt is, if we are truly good friends, then I don't understand why it had to be handled in a way where it's like, okay, you have 2 weeks to do a complete transition, find new devs, find new tech, and get stuff going. And this is not negotiable. This is not to be talked about. Let's just do it. And I don't think that was done on purpose to be malicious or anything like that. I think that just the way Rob works is, he's more of an individualist type of guy. He makes decisions, and then that's what happens. But in a situation like this, there's a lot of people that are involved, and not just me, Rob, and Nissevan, but the entire community, and not just even outside of that, the mods, the support team, all that stuff. Like, you know, our support team has continued to support all the stuff that's leaving our server, even though it's leaving our server. But that's the right thing to do for the community, to make sure the people that have spent time on this stuff and money on this stuff get the support they need. So, I hope I've answered all your questions. I hope I have not put any thoughts in anyone's head that would make you feel negative towards anyone involved. Because I certainly do not want that. I really don't, and I'm sorry that this has happened the way it has, guys. I think that it could have been handled a lot better, but it's just not. And I do believe that I think the one thing that the EULA has caused about this is that if this had been handled in a different way, if we had just come together and said, you know what, we're not going the direction we completely want anyways. Let's separate and do our own things. And this has not become the profitable venture that you know, we had hoped it would be or something. Then I think things would have gone a lot different. But I think there was a sense of urgency that came about from the EULA. There was a sense of undecisiveness that came about because of the EULA, because we didn't really know what we were going to do. We wanted to comply. We wanted to do the right thing, but there wasn't a clear answer as far as what the right thing is. And people that keep referring to the blog post for us, I just want to remind you guys that stuff is all very, very, very vague. And myself and the new developers, which, you know, we'll introduce you guys to, and we really want to update the website and get like all the moderators on there, all the build team on there, all the developers on there. And that's something we kind of wanted from the start, but Rob was worried about people, like the support guys, getting flamed, and also using that as a way to, like, for instance, early on, we had one guy go to another server and say, well, you need to unban me here because I'm a mod over there, and stuff like that. So we did kind of want to avoid that stuff. But I think once people are tried and tested and true to the server and stuff, I think it makes a lot more sense to promote those people on our site. So, like the moderators and all that stuff. We're gonna try to get all that stuff on the site. As far as a plot server, we still want to have a plot server, and we've been working on making one that's MindCrack themed to fill the void for for the Lord's Leaving. It's not going to be a roleplay thing though. It's going to be just a plot server, and it's going to be themed around the Mindcrackers, and each different section will have its own theme. For example, for Kurt's section, it's a giant TARDIS that's bigger on the inside, that type of thing. And, you know, if the Mindcrackers are so inclined, like I spent quite a bit of time walking around Lords of Mindcrack in the plot portions, but I didn't really record a lot of video or any video inside that. I just hung out with the community and walked around and talked to people. And that's kind of what I want to do. I mean, videos, sure, yes, I will happily make videos showing off the stuff on there, especially if something's, you know, really cool. But I don't want anything to ever be forced, I guess, is the thing. So I don't want to put out a video saying, you know, here's this section of the plot server, come by something or whatever. But as far as PlayMindcrack in the future goes, oh my god, it's Lord Danky. The future for PlayMindcrack is, it's actually looking really good, guys. I think that with the profits we have, we'll be able to pay the developers that we want to work with to develop the games that the Mindcrackers want. We'll be able to keep the servers running thanks to the tech that we've developed with Creeper Host and all that stuff. What is that? Oh, they're feathers. I see. And I'm hoping that, you know, for one thing, I hope that Rob is truly successful. I hope he can spend the time on his Kickstarter game that he hasn't been able to because he's been working so diligently on PlayMindcrack. I hope all the stuff that he wants to do is successful, and I know that you guys will continue to support him, and I will as well. I just don't think that him and I should work on things that are creative content. I don't know if that's the right word, because it's not. In fact, I know it's not the right word, because, like, you know, Guude Willies was creative content technically, but I don't think we should try to develop things together, because we're both very creative people. We both have specific goals in mind for something that we're going to create, and that's going to lead to clashes, because you spend a lot of time trying to find middle ground. I think that maybe him and I should have talked a lot sooner about the way PlayMindcrack was going, because he was spending a lot of time working on stuff that wasn't resulting in revenue, because we really didn't have revenue for about 4 or 5 months there. So, you know, him and Misfin were working for free. And that sucks. You know, that said, I've actually never taken any money from PlayMindcrack. Originally, we were supposed to be working with Shopbo. And Shopbo was going to handle all the server-side stuff, and Rob and Nisser were going to handle all the plug-in game development stuff, and the Mindcrackers were going to just play on there, me being one of those. So I wasn't actually supposed to do any of the shit that I did back in January, February, December, etc. I took over the Shopbo role, and Shopbo was supposed to get a percentage of the income as well. That was part of our agreement. But again, none of that really worked out. We learned with Shopbo very early on that this was something that was out of the league of what they should be working on. They have their own server to be working on, and it was going to be more work than it was going to be worth for them. And so originally I said, okay, I'll just take, I'll do everything that Shopbo was going to do, and I'll take their percentage. But I've never actually taken a paycheck because we don't really earn that much money anyways, and the whole goal was to create a group fund for MindCrack. So I'd rather see my paycheck, the little tiny thing that it was going to be, go to MindCrack anyways, because that was initially the whole goal. So the goal for PlayMindcrack going forward, you know, because this is something Rob talked about a lot in his video, was that Minecraft modded developers can't make a living developing Minecraft, and he's absolutely right. They can't. And that's not a goal of PlayMindcrack. We're not, I mean, okay, I couldn't say they can't, because there are scenarios where they can. Hypixel's still able to pay their people to develop their games, so they are making a living developing games for Hypixel. And Hypixel has complied with their interpretation of the blog, and some other servers have also complied with their interpretation of the blog, and that's what we're going to do. We're going to comply with our interpretation of the blog. And the thing is, the blog will eventually become a legal document, and however these servers have interpreted it will not be exactly in compliance with what the actual legal document is. So all the servers that are currently spending time developing tech to comply with their interpretation of a blog are going to also have to later spend time to develop tech to comply with the actual legal document whenever it comes into play. Mojang has said they're not going to release a new EULA. They're going to release a community guidelines document that outlines how the game can be monetized. At this time, that document has not been released, but that's their official statement at this time. I don't want to create animosity between us and Mojang, and I don't want this to be a thing that everyone hates on Mojang because, you know, of how this is going down. I think they're doing the best they can to try to make this all work. They've just they've missed the mark a lot, and it's a really unfortunate. Doesn't mean I'm not friends with those people that still work there though, and I definitely don't want the MindCrack community known for going after Mojang. I actually wrote a script to talk about what a EULA is and how it affects us within, you know, the Minecraft community, but as gamers as a whole. And I sent it to my lawyer to look at, and he responded with a couple things and stuff. I just didn't want to say anything that was libelous or anything like that. But I don't think I'm going to actually record that video, because the more I look at it, the more I see that it's just another polarizing video that is going to divide the community into sides, and it's just kind of what I want to avoid doing. So I just hope all of this stuff with server and stuff works itself out. The goal for MindCrack is not to make a living making mini games though, and so I want to make that clear. And I think that may have been where a disconnect happened very early on with PlayMindcrack. That really was one of, you know, Rob's goals, was if the time was going to be spent in developing this product, there need to be enough money to support the time being spent. Otherwise, the time would be better spent developing something that could make a living for him. And that makes sense. I don't begrudge anyone for that. It's just different for where what we had in mind, I guess, going into it. So a lot of time was spent trying for us to develop things that would let us make money, so that we could continue to run the server, because that became a problem, just paying to run the server, but to also be able to pay the people that are working on developing the games. But yeah, no, I'm really excited. I think that things are gonna be great as far as the server's concerned. I hate that it's going down the way it has. I think it's really unfortunate, and I think it could have been handled better. But that's all hindsight, and there's nothing that can be done about it now. In summary, I hope that you guys can just chill the fuck out. There's no sides need to be taken. There's no one needs to be angry. And I think in the end, it's all going to work itself out, and everything's going to be okay, people. I'm sure there's points that I've missed talking about. I don't know what they are because I've missed talking about them. I've probably said something that is opinion-based, that may not necessarily be how other parties saw it, and it's not my intention to harm or throw anyone under the bus. I hope that we can drop this subject, and I hope that I don't have to make a third video or a second video clearing anything up because you guys have demanded it. And I hope that everyone involved can have a happy life. Yeah, I think that's about it, guys. I appreciate you guys watching, and I hope to put out a lot more videos this week on this actual server. I wanted to work on the farm over there, and I meant to bring a sign with me today, because I was going to put a sign over there by the waterway saying that I planned on making something over there. And look at all that gunpowder I got today. That's a lot of gunpowder in one lap around the map. Anyways, I think that's it for today. I hate making videos like this, but I still hope you have enjoyed, if that's possible. I don't think this is the type of video you can enjoy. I think that this might be informative for you, but it's not entertainment, and that's not the point of my channel. My channel is about being entertaining, and so I don't like making these types of videos. I could never have a channel like Total Biscuit where every video is polarizing. My God, I would die. My head would explode. I'm just not capable. Yep, that's about it, guys. I appreciate everyone watching as always, and I'll see you next time. Bye. Oh, a Fortune 3 pick. Don't mind if I do. So, I guess Anders was involved, but Anders is too much of a wuss to just actually do something. He's got to try to buy me off, I guess. But I'll take it, man. I'll take it. Not gonna question that. Alright, let's see if we can fix this with the materials we have here. I don't think we can. Oh wait, that was right. It would be cool if... I think this is Adlington, by the way, that did this. I don't think it was Anders. It would be cool if you could actually swap these. Is that right? Is that how it's supposed to look? Oh wow, you can swap these! So A and G are interchangeable with the same materials. That's interesting. Alright, so I think Adlington has terrible sign maintenance, has left me something as well. To Guude by Adlington. I haven't actually read this yet, I just saw it in here, so I knew that that was Adlington's doing. And he's done it before to me. Adlington, that is. Change your mind. I think he has. I know Jay Sano's done it, and I know that Adlington on the last server changed it all to diamonds and emeralds and stuff, and it was really awesome. But he didn't change it to an A then, I don't think, actually. Alright, anyways. Guude, hi, how are you? I wish I could do a good British accent. That just sound really bad, though. I took some of those leaves for you. 32 stacks of oak leaves. I hope you don't mind. In return, I've left you a nice pick. I can return some leaves, and you can keep the pick if you wish. Dude, anyone's welcome to those leaves. If you're watching and you want some of my leaves, take them from the chest down below. They're all yours. By the way, I also took it upon myself to fix your carpet. Yep, that was totally Alan. Have a nice day. Have a good day, lol. Thank you, Alan. Let's see what kind of pick he left me. Oh, man! Everything's coming up in spades or something. What's that saying? Things coming up something. Millhouse?